New allergen labeling requirements are coming soon in the EU. Here's what you need to know. Let's start with the key dates. The first deadline is July 31st, 2026. This is the placing on the market deadline. From that date, any product you supply for the first time, whether to a distributor or directly to an end user, must already have the updated labeling in place, covering all 82 allergens. It's also worth noting that Canada has aligned closely with the EU here. Their equivalent deadline for new cosmetics is August 1st, 2026, just one day later. The UK, on the other hand, has not yet introduced equivalent requirements, so if you're selling exclusively in the UK market, there's nothing to worry about for right now. The second date, July 31st, 2028, gives a bit more breathing room for products already sitting on the EU market before the 2026 deadline. Those can continue to be sold as is until 2028, so there's a 2-year sell-through window. But anything new going out the door after July 2026 needs to be compliant from day one. Now, when do you actually need to list an allergen on the label? It comes down to concentration thresholds. For leave-on products, think creams, serums, perfumes, the threshold is 0.001% in the final product. For rinse-off products like shampoos and shower gels, it's 0.01%. For grouped allergens, where multiple substances fall under a single entry, for example, rose oil/extract, you look at the combined concentration of all substances in that group. If their sum crosses the threshold, you must use the group name on the label. One thing worth highlighting, which is very important, is that this doesn't only apply to synthetic fragrances. Essential oils and botanical extracts can also contain regulated allergens, so they need to be assessed in exactly the same way. So, what does this mean in practice? There are essentially 5 things you need to work through. First, go back to your suppliers and request updated allergen documentation, specifically allergen declarations and IFRA certificates covering all 82 allergens. Without this, you can't assess anything downstream. Once you have that, update your PIFs to reflect the new documentation. Then review your CPSR. Make sure it was done using the latest allergen data, and if not, it needs to be updated. As part of that, you'll also need to assess whether any of the new allergens are present in your finished products above the relevant thresholds. And if they are, the label needs to change. Add the new allergens to the INSI list using the correct group name where applicable. And finally, don't forget your notifications. If the label changes, the CPMP needs to be updated too. For brands also selling in Canada, the same applies to your cosmetic notification form with Health Canada. Thanks for tuning in. You can always contact us for any regulatory questions.